focus you haven't run on them.
Yeah, you've got to go that way.
She just wants to be like Riley, doesn't she? And wear the mask.
Why the headgear?
I'll leave them to
I'm not going to say
And Boris had another good race. He's an absolute superstar. I think he's the most consistent horse we have this season. He is, yeah.
Although I think hopefully we've got a couple for that since I know.
Yeah.
9 months, 9 months.
Five, yeah. 5.
Oh, you're doing well.
All right.
You've left the winner to the end.
Yeah, that's it. Last to last. We can't.
Getting a bit churned up, isn't it?
It's not very nice on the bends. Yeah, I rode in that hurdle race there, and it was terrible on the bends. I was actually, every time I came off the bend, I pulled into in between the hurdle and the chase track. It's a bit better, but there's one or two going to line up, but. And I'll just line up on her and just drop my hands. I rode her apart that time. I got a great ride off her. It's just the initial with her, just to jump off. She's very quick to jump off, and if you touch her, she starts fighting with you. So if I can just jump off on her, just drop my hands, and like, look, she's made the running and won a point, hasn't he? Hasn't she? So she'll stay and all this. So I'll just let her jump off and let her travel where she's happy, and she'll
Would you
jump.
try and get the better ground, would you?
I'm not gonna go down the inside. No, I'll go middle to outer, just keep off the rough track. I think that going down the inner, and especially in the bins, is more of a hindrance the way it's cut up at the minute. Be only chopping and changing. So if we line up, and if I'm go down the middle, keep off the rough stuff, make the best of the way home after that. Sounds good anyway.
He talks a good one.
Yeah.
Did a good performance by Boris.
Sure, he's unreal, isn't he? Like, he's every single day he runs well, and I actually thought 3 or 4 times there he was staying on to come and get them, and I cringe every time I watch the replay because I look like an absolute lunatic on him. But I keep telling people, I've made up this thing in my head that if I keep asking him to jump, he puts down, he thinks where his feet are.
Good luck, Stephen.
Good luck, Stephen.
Good luck.
Yes, very.
Right. Once more to the ocean steps.
Lovely jockey, it's got a lovely way of
So runners are at the start. With a manager reminder, we'll be back here again for next race on Wednesday, the 6th of February. First race at the moment scheduled for 1:30. Check the press for details. So Wednesday, the 6th of February, more good action here at Ayr. I hope you've enjoyed the day with us. We've certainly seen some nice performances out on the track today. It's a good competitive day of racing. Final race of the day sees Northern Girl as the 11-4 favourite. It's 4-1 for our final race of the afternoon here at Ayr. I'm about to call them to order. My great. Devito's Golden Girl there, right in the front as they face the starter. And they're off. So it is Devito's Golden Girl, the first to show as they go towards the first of 12 hurdles in this, the Watch Irish Racing on Racing TV Mares Handicap Hurdle Race. Side of the road, racing promptly. Northern Girl is up along the inside, the dark blue and yellow jacket. Kitty Fisher well there. Chicago Lady behind the leaders. Bracker Lily, Amber Rose and Just Brooke are in midfield with Fairly Grace the company. Jessie Mack is second last, and the back marker over flight number 1 was Milan Dancer. So making the approach to the second of 3 hurdles down the far side on this circuit is Devito's Golden Girl, Devito's Golden Girl, Stephen Mulqueen stepping over that one with a 2-length advantage over side of the road. A gap of about a length to Kitty Fisher, spot the green and red silks with the Northern Girl, Tommy Dowson to the inside, Just Brooke to the outer. Bracker Lily and Amber Rose are together, so too Chicago Lady goes the shortest way. Yellow and black colours, Fairly Grace is in that rear division. Jessie Mack second last, the back marker Milan Dancer, and they move away from hurdle 3. So it is Devito's Golden Girl for the Lucinda Russell stable, leading by just over a length. Northern Girl on the inside of side of the road, and Kitty Fisher by about a half length. Northern Girl in second place. Kitty Fisher and side of the road are in unison. Then Chicago Lady, followed by Amber Rose, Just Brooke, maroon and white striped jacket. Bracker Lily is to the inside in the purple quartered silks. They're over that hurdle. Fairly Grace and Jessie Mack together. Milan Dancer watches on, and they're coming to the second of the 3 in the straight. Devito's Golden Girl and the Northern Girl over it together as they now head towards the final hurdle on this circuit. Side of the road is tracking the front pair. Then Kitty Fisher, Chicago Lady, Amber Rose in mid-division. Over that flight of hurdles now. Bracker Lily didn't get very high on the inside of Fairly Grace and Just Brooke as they come up towards the stands. The back marker is Milan Dancer, but they are still tightly grouped. Devito's Golden Girl and Northern Girl go into the turn in front of side of the road. On the outside, Kitty Fisher, the inside, Chicago Lady, Amber Rose and Just Brooke. Fairly Grace in the pale blue colours with Bracker Lily, the grey and red jacket of Jessie Mack, and Milan Dancer follows. So heading towards the back straight with 6 hurdles remaining. Devito's Golden Girl has got Northern Girl there to the inside for company, and this pair are just in front of side of the road and Chicago Lady and Theo Gillard, followed by Kitty Fisher and Amber Rose going into the back now. So as they head towards this hurdle with 9 furlongs to gallop, it's a Northern Girl and Devito's Golden Girl. They are about a length in front of side of the road with up on the inside and the Donald McCain trained runner Chicago Lady heading now towards the next flight, and Just Brooks just off the leaders, so too is Amber Rose. Very well budged as they go to it, less than a mile to go. Northern Girl is the one who landed just in front of Devito's Golden Girl. Then side of the road, Amber Rose, Kitty Fisher, Chicago Lady. And then after leading budge, Just Brooke, Jessie Mack attempted to close in. Bracker Lily is to the inside. Fairly Grace and Milan Dancer are next. So this is the final flight over on the far side. Northern Girl and Devito's Golden Girl are the 2 who take off in front of the others. Amber Rose on the move, side of the road, pushed along. Chicago Lady pushed along. Jessie Mack improves. Fairly Grace tries to improve as well in the pale blue and red. Then Bracker Lily. Just Brooke, meanwhile, has lost a few positions. Kitty Fisher's on the retreat. Milan Dancer remains in last place. They have over half a mile to go, 3 to jump. Northern Girl sits in front for Tommy Dowson and leads by just over a length to Amber Rose. Being driven to Devito's Golden Girl. Fairly Grace returning from a lengthy absence right around the field here. So it's Northern Girl, Amber Rose and Fairly Grace. They head down the straight towards the 3rd last. Jessie Mack and Bracker Lily are just in behind the leaders. Milan Dancer's past a few. They're making the run down towards the 2nd last now. Northern Girl, Fairly Grace, Amber Rose, Jessie Mack, Milan Dancer, Bracker Lily near side.
Come on, Amber Rose!
Last flank jump, Northern Girl,
Go on, Tommy!
Amber Rose, Fairly Grace, Jessie Mack, Bracker Lily, Milan Dancer. shit. What, Tommy? What, Tommy? Come on, Amber Rose! Come on, Danny! Come on, Danny! Come on!
Everything very well.
Yeah.
She just travelled, jumped away fine. Like, her wind isn't great, but when I pulled it, she wasn't girdling or anything. When I pulled up, like, I pulled her up and I listened out for it. I couldn't have.
She's badly handicapped for what she's done. She's done nothing. Why should she?
But even with a handicap,
Oh, look, I'm
it's
not.
10
I know.
times less. It wouldn't
Yeah,
make any difference,
I'm
would
not
it?
saying that, but she's ridiculously handicapped.
Handicap, well, in
But
91,
£10
yeah.
lesser offences gives you some. I would run her over fences.
Yeah, like she jumps well enough, and
Yeah.
the tempo of a chase would
Might
probably
suit
suit
her,
her better, you know.
Although,
Yeah.
remember, she went out like a light and muscle with her.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
went, well, you,
Well, I
you
don't. I'm
wouldn't
not.
mind
You know, I mean,
Like, she had her own way in front, and she was grand, popped her way around.
Yeah,
And to be
popped
honest
her.
with you, Tommy came to me down the back, and I thought it probably done me no harm because she was actually asleep in front, so I lit her up a small bit. And then, like, I turned in, and she's more or less just cut out, you know. She's half plugged the way up the strip, but she's beating her own way, isn't she? You know, she's probably in a centre on better the first day, unless it was a
No,
case
she did.
of
She ran better.
she's not ran in a long time, and whether, you know, one run to next she's sort of slightly bounced. I'm not sure if it was that,
I
but
think we're making. Look, she looks magnificent, doesn't she?
she does. She probably, yeah.
Better than she did.
And like she has had her wind and all that done, and it wasn't horrific pulling up there, you know.
I don't know. I'd run her over fences and then run to the end of the season and then think of.
Yeah, I'd say that's, you know, the tempo of a chase will suit her. Give her a couple of goes over fences and see how she gets on.
That's
She
what I
needs
meant.
3 miles as well, wouldn't
Oh,
she?
she needs 3 miles because all that she sets off, Revy and all this, she is quite slow. You know, it's just the initial 10 strides on her of her jumping off, that's it. After that, she is probably quite slow. She definitely wants a trip, yeah. So, you know.
She wants to drop in a trip and fences and she might.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Give her a couple of goes over fences and see how she gets on. Alright?
Okay.
Thank you. Cheers.
Lucinda, what do you think? Yeah, I think she's lost it. I think, you know, when you look at her first chase and she went out the Gillette, she went out the Gillette there, first one back was certainly...
Because we've had her wind done, haven't we?
Yep. After muscle for that, you did that. I don't know if it was a big wind up, but
No, it was a soft pallet, wasn't it?
just a small pallet. Jury's out, I think.
Jury's out, yeah.
But,
I just
three
would
miles
have, I would
over
have
fence.
preferred that she'd stayed on a bit better. That's
I know.
it.
I
She
mean,
just seemed to
really,
slow
you just
down.
went
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
flowing to nothing.
Yeah. What did Stephen say?
Oh yeah, fences and a trip.
Yeah.
To see if the
Well, we
pace
can give her a
of the
try.
race is better.
Maybe try somewhere around Musselburgh and stuff. On the.
Yeah, must have been 3 miles would
Yeah,
be,
yeah.
you know, or even Kelso 3 miles, I don't know.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Hey ho, that's
Hey ho.
horses.